alien skies and the secrets hidden beneath them. The small town of Elara's edge had always been quiet. Nestled between jagged cliffs and the endless desert, it was a place where everyone knew everyone, and the nights were darker than most cities could imagine. People said the stars seemed closer here, brighter, almost as if they were watching. Trent, a young astronomer working at the local observatory, had spent countless nights peering into the sky, mapping constellations and studying anomalies. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and painted the desert in hues of amber and violet, something unusual caught her eye. A series of lights moved across the sky, perfectly synchronized, unlike anything she had ever recorded. They hovered, shifted, and vanished in ways that defied physics. Maya rubbed her eyes, certain that the exhaustion from her long hours had tricked her. But when she focused again, the lights returned, brighter and more precise. Maya quickly grabbed her notebook. "This isn't just an atmospheric phenomenon," she whispered to herself. The lights seemed to form patterns, symbols, perhaps, or messages waiting to be deciphered. Her pulse quickened. Could this be the first proof of intelligent life beyond Earth? Meanwhile, in the town below, people had already noticed. Phones buzzed with videos and blurry images of the strange formations. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some said it was a secret government experiment, others whispered of aliens watching them. Few dared to look at the sky for too long, afraid of what they might see. Maya, however, was determined. She knew that science required observation, evidence, and patience. She set up cameras and telescopes, documenting every movement, every flicker. Night after night, the lights returned, always appearing in the same sector of the sky. Sometimes they formed circles. Other times, they arranged in lines that seemed almost deliberate. One night, while analyzing the footage, Maya noticed something even stranger. Beneath the moving lights, the desert itself seemed to shimmer. Subtle vibrations rose from the ground, almost like pulses, echoing the movements above. It was as if the sky and the land were connected by some hidden energy. Maya knew she needed help. She contacted Dr. Elias Rowan, an expert in astrobiology and extraterrestrial communication. He was skeptical at first, but the evidence Maya shared left him stunned. The lights were not random, and the pulses from the desert were measurable. "We are not alone," Elias said quietly after a long pause. "And whatever is up there, it has been trying to communicate, somehow." Over the following weeks, Maya and Elias worked tirelessly. They discovered patterns in the lights that repeated every few nights. The symbols were complex, but with careful observation, they realized it was a form of advanced mathematics, a language of sorts. Maya's excitement grew, but so did her fear. The messages hinted at something buried beneath the desert, something the world had never discovered. They spoke of ancient structures, deep underground, and civilizations that predated human history. One evening, as the two studied the latest footage, the lights suddenly changed. They descended toward the desert floor, pulsating like a heartbeat. The ground itself began to vibrate. The town below shook, and alarms went off as residents called emergency services. Maya and Elias raced to the site, guided by the strange luminescence. What they found made their hearts stop. Beneath the sand, the earth seemed to split open, revealing a series of glowing tunnels. The entrance was circular, metallic, and unlike any human-made structure. This isn't natural," Elias murmured. He pulled out a small device that measured energy fluctuations. The readings were off the charts. The tunnels seemed to hum with power, a force that had lain dormant for centuries. Maya felt a strange pull toward the entrance. It was as if something beneath the desert was calling her, guiding her forward. She hesitated but then, with Elias by her side, stepped into the unknown. The tunnels were lined with walls that glimmered faintly, etched with symbols similar to those in the sky. They seemed to tell a story, of visitors from the stars, of knowledge given to humanity long ago, and secrets deliberately hidden. As they moved deeper, the vibrations grew stronger. The hum of energy became a voice in Maya's mind, not in words, but in feelings and images. She saw cities of light, beings with elongated forms, and a network of energy connecting everything on Earth. "The sky, it's a map," Maya whispered. "And this underground, it's the key to understanding it." The deeper Maya and Elias walked into the glowing tunnels, the more surreal the environment became. The walls seemed alive, pulsing faintly as if the structure itself was breathing. Strange symbols lined every surface, forming patterns that shifted subtly when observed from different angles. Maya touched one of the symbols. It vibrated under her fingers, sending a shiver up her spine. Suddenly, the wall opened like a door, revealing a chamber filled with crystalline structures. Each crystal emitted soft lights that flowed like liquid, casting rainbow-colored reflections across the tunnel. This is an archive," Elias whispered, his voice trembling. "These crystals are storing information, knowledge far beyond anything humans have ever recorded." As they approached, the crystals began to resonate, projecting holographic images into the air. Cities of impossible architecture floated before them, connected by beams of light. Beings moved gracefully through the structures, communicating without words, their forms elongated and shimmering. Maya realized that the images were not just representations, they were memories, experiences, and lessons from an ancient civilization that had come to Earth long before humanity existed. She reached out, and a stream of understanding filled her mind. She saw how these visitors had guided early humans, leaving behind hidden knowledge in the skies and underground. This civilization, they weren't hostile, Maya said, astonished. They wanted to teach us, to help us evolve. Elias nodded. But something happened. They disappeared, and most of their work was hidden, forgotten. Only these archives remained, waiting for the right time, or the right people, like us, to discover them. Maya's eyes fell on one crystal that glowed brighter than the others. As she touched it, a new series of images flashed before her, Earth's history, intertwined with the visitors' influence. They had guided humanity through major turning points, shaping knowledge, science, and even culture, but always from the shadows. Then she saw a warning. Images of great destruction appeared, natural disasters, wars, and floods, each one tied to humans misusing knowledge or ignoring guidance. The last vision was of the sky itself, filled with lights moving in formation, pointing toward the desert tunnels. "They are trying to tell us something," Maya whispered. "Something urgent." Elias stepped closer. "We need to understand it. Whatever is hidden here, it could change everything we know about our history and our future." They spent hours exploring the archives. Each crystal revealed more secrets, advanced technology, medicine, ways to communicate across vast distances, and even hints at other worlds connected to Earth. Yet, as incredible as it was, there was also a sense of danger. The energy in the tunnels grew stronger as they accessed more knowledge, almost as if the archives themselves were testing their worthiness. Maya noticed that some crystals resisted interaction, fading whenever she tried to touch them. "It's selective," she said. "Not everything is meant for us yet. Maybe we have to prove ourselves first." Suddenly, the ground shook violently, knocking them off their feet. Dust and light swirled around them as an echoing voice filled the chamber, not in words, but as a deep vibration in their minds. "Beware those who watch from above. Not all are here to guide." Maya and Elias exchanged a glance. The sky above the desert had always been mysterious, but now it seemed even more complex. There were forces observing from beyond, some helpful, some dangerous, and the secrets below were both a gift and a test. Elias adjusted his equipment, scanning the chamber. "We need to document everything before it's too late. Whatever is happening above the desert is connected to this place. And if there are enemies, we need to be ready." As they prepared to leave the chamber, a soft glow lit a passageway leading even deeper underground. The lights above, in the sky, seemed to pulse in response, forming a series of geometric patterns that mirrored the crystal archives below. Maya felt a mixture of fear and excitement. The path ahead was unknown, but one thing was certain. The sky and the earth were connected in ways humans had never imagined. And the true secret of the visitors was still waiting, hidden beneath the alien skies. The next morning, the desert was quiet again, as if nothing had happened the night before. But Maya and Elias knew better. The tunnels beneath Elara's edge had changed everything, and now the sky seemed to carry a new urgency. At the observatory, Maya stared through her telescope. The lights in the sky appeared again, but this time they moved differently, faster, sharper, forming shapes that resembled arrows pointing toward certain locations in the desert. It was no longer random, it was a guide. "Look at this," Maya said, pointing to the screen where the telescope feed displayed intricate patterns. "They are leading us somewhere." Elias studied the patterns closely. "It's like a map, or a set of instructions. Whoever, or whatever, is sending these messages wants us to follow them." The two packed supplies and prepared for a long trek into the desert. They didn't know what awaited them, but the glowing lights above were persistent. Night after night, They shifted and formed signals, sometimes stopping abruptly, sometimes hovering over strange rock formations and dried riverbeds. On the third night of following the lights, the desert floor beneath them began to shimmer again. Tiny fishes appeared, emitting a soft, blue light. The vibrations Maya had felt before returned, stronger this time, echoing in their chests like a heartbeat. "This is incredible," Elias whispered. "The sky isn't just communicating with us, it's interacting with the planet itself." As they moved closer, a hidden entrance revealed itself beneath a giant rock formation. Sand shifted, rocks moved aside, and a staircase of glowing stone emerged, spiraling downward into darkness. The lights above formed a ring, as if to guard the entrance. Maya took a deep breath. "Every step we take, they know we're here. This is more than guidance. It's like they are testing our resolve." Inside, the air was cooler, and the faint hum of energy resonated through the walls. The tunnels led them to a massive chamber, larger than anything they had seen before. Crystals lined the walls, pulsing with light, but unlike the archives they discovered earlier, these seemed alive, almost sentient. Elias placed a hand on one of the crystals. "They are aware of us," he said. "I can feel it, responding to our presence." Suddenly, a vision filled Maya's mind. She saw the desert as it had been thousands of years ago, beings from the stars walking among humans, sharing knowledge, and leaving markers hidden in plain sight. Then, a darker image appeared, humans exploiting knowledge recklessly, causing disasters, angering the visitors, and forcing them to withdraw. "They left warnings," Maya said, shivering. "The messages in the sky, the tunnels, the crystals, all of it was meant to protect us, to teach us. But some humans never learned, and that's why the sky is angry, maybe even desperate." Elias nodded. "We have to understand the messages completely. If we misinterpret them, it could be disastrous." As they continued deeper into the chamber, they discovered a central crystal, larger than the others, emitting a white-hot light. The sky outside mirrored it, forming a giant pattern that connected the heavens to the crystal below. Maya reached out, and the chamber exploded in light. She felt her consciousness expand, absorbing visions of stars, planets, and civilizations connected across the universe. The crystal spoke without words. It showed her a secret buried beneath the desert, an ancient technology capable of immense creation and destruction left behind by the visitors. "They trusted us with this," Maya whispered. "But it's a test. Are we ready?" Elias looked at her, concern in his eyes. "If the wrong people find this, or if we fail, it could mean the end of everything the visitors tried to protect." Outside, the lights in the sky pulsed faster, almost impatiently. The desert had become a bridge between worlds, and Maya and Elias were standing at the center of it all. The sky was alive with secrets, and the true challenge was only just beginning. Maya and Elias spent the next day trying to process what they had seen. The central crystal continued to pulse with light, as if waiting for them to understand its message. They realized that the knowledge stored here was not just scientific, it was moral, philosophical, and deeply connected to the survival of humanity. "The visitors weren't just explorers," Maya said. "They were guardians, or maybe teachers. And they left warnings we had to take seriously." Elias nodded. "Look at these symbols." He pointed to the walls covered in intricate carvings. "They tell a story of humans misusing knowledge and the consequences that followed. They tried to guide us, but sometimes guidance wasn't enough." The vision returned as Maya touched the central crystal. She saw civilizations rise and fall, always under the watch of the visitors. They intervened subtly, preventing disasters, sharing knowledge in hidden ways. But there were moments when humans ignored the lessons, leading to catastrophic events. "And now," Maya whispered, shivering, "they are giving us one last chance, through the sky, through the desert, through us." The crystal projected a new image, an underground chamber deeper than any they had discovered, a place of unimaginable technology. A device sat at its center, capable of altering the environment on a massive scale. The vision suggested it could heal the planet, stabilize ecosystems, and even prevent natural disasters, but only if used wisely. Misuse, however, could bring devastation far greater than humanity had ever known. Elias swallowed hard. "It's a test of wisdom, responsibility, and understanding. Whoever reaches it first has the power to change the world, or destroy it." Outside, the sky pulsed in response. The lights formed a complex network of paths leading to different locations in the desert. Some paths were safe, glowing gently, while others flickered like warnings, dangerous and unstable. The visitor's message was clear. Only those who followed the correct path, guided by understanding and intention, could succeed. Maya felt a mixture of awe and fear. We're not just explorers anymore. We're responsible for the choices humanity will make. And the sky, it's watching every step. Elias looked at her with determination. Then we have to be careful. Every decision matters now. And we need to find out if there are others who know about this, or if someone might try to misuse it. As night fell, the lights in the sky became brighter and more intricate, forming symbols that seemed almost like a language. Maya began to decode them, realizing they contained instructions, historical records, and guidance for navigating the tunnels. Every star, every pulse of light, was part of a map, and a moral lesson. The desert around them seemed alive, vibrating with energy, as if the planet itself were responding to the visitor's influence. Maya and Elias understood that the true secret hidden beneath the skies was not just technology, it was knowledge of how to live in harmony with the world, a lesson humanity had nearly forgotten. Suddenly, the ground shook violently. Rocks tumbled around them, and a low hum echoed from the tunnels below. A shadowy figure appeared at the entrance, a stranger, observing the sky and the crystals. Maya stepped forward, her heart racing. "Who are you? How did you find this place?" The stranger's eyes glowed faintly, reflecting the light of the crystals. "I've been sent to watch and to warn. Not everyone meant to use this knowledge has pure intentions. You must move quickly. The sky won't wait forever." Elias gripped Maya's arm. "We're not alone," he whispered. "And now, the real challenge begins." The desert, the sky, and the secrets beneath them had become a race against time, with humanity's fate hanging in the balance. The ancient visitors had left their warning, and Maya and Elias were now its keepers. The desert night was alive with light, and the sky pulsed with a rhythm that Maya could feel in her chest. But their discovery had not gone unnoticed. From the moment the strange lights first appeared, signals had reached other eyes, authorities, private organizations, and people driven by greed and curiosity. The following morning, a convoy of vehicles approached the outskirts of Elara's edge. Military and scientific teams arrived, claiming they were responding to reports of unusual activity in the desert. But Maya and Elias knew better. They had to protect what they had found. "We can't let them reach the tunnels," Maya said urgently. "They won't understand the responsibility. They'll try to exploit it." Elias nodded. "We need to move fast. The visitors left instructions, and the sky is still guiding us. We have to follow it before anyone else interferes." They packed their equipment and set out toward the deeper tunnels, the sky above forming arrows and lines pointing the way. The desert seemed to resist them at first, shifting sands, sudden gusts of wind, but the visitors' energy beneath the surface seemed to shield them. As they approached the hidden entrance, they encountered a team of armed personnel. "Stop! You can't enter," one of them shouted, shining a flashlight toward the tunnel. Maya raised her hands. "We're scientists. We're trying to understand. This isn't just about exploration. It's about survival." The officer hesitated, but his commanding presence pushed him forward. Suddenly, the sky above shimmered intensely, forming a blinding pattern. The soldiers froze, their equipment malfunctioning, as if the sky itself was intervening. Elias whispered, "The visitors are protecting the entrance, but only temporarily. We don't have much time." With the soldiers distracted, Maya and Elias slipped into the tunnel, descending further than before. The deeper they went, the more the crystals pulsed, guiding them like a living map. Every step seemed to test their intentions, measuring their understanding and focus. In the heart of the chamber, the central crystal glowed brighter than ever. Maya reached out again, and visions filled her mind. Images of humans misusing power, causing devastation, and nearly destroying everything the visitors had worked to protect. "They left this for the responsible," she murmured. "Not for greed, not for ambition. Only for those who will act wisely." Suddenly, the ground shook violently. Rocks fell around them, and a low rumble echoed through the tunnels. Maya and Elias realized the visitors' energy was reacting to the presence of others above. The intruders were trying to force their way in, and the underground systems were responding defensively. Elias grabbed Maya's hand. "We need to secure the archives and reach the final chamber. Whatever is below, it's the last test." As they moved deeper, The crystals projected a new vision, a world threatened by misuse of the visitors' technology, yet capable of salvation if guided properly. They saw themselves as the key, but also understood that others were now aware of the power hidden beneath the desert. Outside, the lights in the sky intensified, forming warning signals to humanity: beware the seekers of power. Only wisdom can unlock what lies below. Maya looked at Elias. This isn't just about discovery anymore. It's about protecting the future. Elias nodded solemnly. And about stopping those who would destroy it. We can't fail now. The deeper they went, the more the crystals resonated with their presence, confirming their intentions and guiding them toward the final secret. Above, the desert and the sky were alive with tension, a silent battle of wills between those who understood and those who sought only to possess. Maya took a deep breath, ready to face whatever lay ahead. The secrets beneath the alien skies were immense, beautiful, and dangerous, and she and Elias were now the only guardians standing between them and disaster. Maya and Elias moved cautiously through the deepest tunnels, guided by the pulsating crystals. Each step brought them closer to the final chamber, where the visitor's greatest secret waited. The air was thick with energy, humming like a living heartbeat, and the walls glowed with symbols that seemed to shift as if alive. "This is it," Maya whispered. The central chamber, the heart of everything they left behind. The tunnel opened into a massive cavern, larger than any structure they had ever seen. At the center stood a monolithic device, surrounded by a ring of crystals radiating pure light. It was unlike anything human technology could produce, perfectly symmetrical, almost organic in design, and humming with immense energy. Maya stepped closer, and the device responded. A holographic projection filled the chamber, showing the history of Earth from its earliest days. The visitors appeared, not as conquerors, but as caretakers. They had seeded knowledge, influenced early civilizations, and even guided humanity's evolution, all with the hope of preparing humans for this very moment. "They created us, not by accident," Elias said, his voice filled with awe. "We're part of a larger experiment, a test of consciousness and responsibility." Maya's mind raced as she watched the visions. The visitors had foreseen humanity's potential and its dangers. They had left behind technology capable of incredible healing, communication across galaxies, and even control over environmental disasters. But they had also left warnings. Misuse would bring destruction on a scale humanity could not imagine. The holographic images shifted, showing potential futures, some thriving, harmonious, and prosperous, others chaotic, violent, and self-destructive. The message was clear. The visitors had given humanity a chance, but they had to choose wisely. Suddenly, the sky outside shimmered with unprecedented intensity. The lights formed a gigantic spiral, mirroring the device in the chamber. Maya felt the connection between the sky and the device. They were not separate but part of a single system, a bridge between Earth and the stars. "They are showing us how to activate it, safely," Maya whispered, awed. "The sky and the Earth, working together." Elias studied the device. "It's as if it's waiting for someone who understands, someone who will use it responsibly." Maya reached out, touching the central console. Images, sounds, and feelings flooded her mind. She felt the consciousness of the visitors, their hopes and fears, their guidance spanning millennia. They had watched humanity, tested it, and now they were giving her and Elias the responsibility to protect their legacy. But then, a sudden alarm in her mind warned of intruders. The people above the desert were still trying to access the tunnels. If they reached this chamber, the power could be misused, causing devastation. Elias grabbed her hand. "We have to act, and quickly. We're the only ones who can make this right." Together, they followed the instructions projected by the crystals, syncing their movements with the patterns in the sky. Light, energy, and sound converged, and the device began to hum in harmony with the heavens. The desert outside seemed to pulse in rhythm, and the sky above glowed with radiant colors. The holographic visions clarified one final message: humanity had been given intelligence, creativity, and moral choice for a reason. The visitor's gift was not just technology, it was wisdom, the ability to understand consequences, and the responsibility to use knowledge for the greater good. Maya and Elias realized that the real test had never been about accessing the technology, it had always been about understanding the balance between power and responsibility. The fate of the world depended not on force, but on careful choice. As the device reached full activation, a wave of energy spread through the desert, stabilizing ecosystems, purifying water, and healing scars humanity had left on the planet. The sky pulsed in approval, sending lights across the globe as if announcing a new era of harmony. Maya turned to Elias, tears in her eyes. "We did it, we understood. We didn't just discover the secret, we became part of it." Elias smiled. "And now, the responsibility is ours to share, wisely." The cavern grew quiet. The crystals dimmed, the device powered down, and the sky returned to its peaceful state, a reminder that the visitor's presence was subtle but ever watchful. Humanity had been given a choice, and for the first time, it seemed capable of understanding the gift it had received. The desert at dawn was calm, almost peaceful, but beneath its surface, the memory of what had happened still vibrated softly. Maya and Elias emerged from the tunnels, the morning sun reflecting off the sand like gold. The sky above was clear, yet faint traces of the lights remained, subtle pulses as if the visitors were still watching, still guiding. "We did it," Maya said quietly, her voice filled with relief and awe. "We didn't just uncover secrets. We changed the path of the planet." Elias nodded. "But it's only the beginning. Humanity now has a choice, to use this knowledge wisely or to let greed and fear take over." Over the next weeks, they worked carefully, documenting everything and sharing it only with trusted scientists and leaders who understood the importance of responsibility. They avoided sensationalizing the discovery, knowing that misuse could be catastrophic. The lights in the sky continued to appear from time to time, sending patterns that encouraged study, reflection, and learning rather than exploitation. Slowly, humanity began to notice changes. Deserts bloomed with vegetation, rivers ran clearer, and the balance of nature shifted toward stability. The world felt lighter, calmer, as if the planet itself was breathing freely again. Maya and Elias often returned to the desert, studying the crystals and observing the sky. Each visit deepened their understanding of the visitor's purpose and the connection between Earth and the stars. It was not merely technology they had found, it was a philosophy, a way to coexist in harmony with the universe. And the skies above? They remained alive with secrets, not as threats, but as guardians and teachers. Those who watched carefully could still see the patterns, the subtle lights that encouraged reflection, learning, and unity. The alien skies had not vanished. They had become partners, silent guides for a planet finally beginning to understand its place in the universe. Maya and Elias often returned to the tunnels, not for power or discovery, but to honor the visitor's legacy. The desert hummed softly beneath their feet, a reminder that some secrets are not just to be uncovered, they are to be respected, protected, and used to inspire. And under the alien skies, humanity began to step into a future that was brighter, wiser, and full of possibility. The secrets beneath the desert were no longer hidden. They were a bridge between Earth and the stars, a reminder that knowledge, responsibility, and hope could coexist, shaping a new era for all. The visitor's message had been received. The skies had spoken. And at last, Earth was listening.